Ladies and gentlemen, friends and seekers of light, today I invite you to recognize one of the most powerful, invisible forces that surround you every day, your aura. It's not just a spiritual concept or a poetic idea. It's the energy you radiate through your thoughts, actions, emotions, and intentions. Your aura is your energetic fingerprint. And the most beautiful truth is this: you have the power to shape it. Your aura is the energy you project. It reflects your mindset, emotions, and inner beliefs. This energy is not something imagined. It's deeply felt by the people around you, whether they're consciously aware of it or not. Every thought you think, every word you speak, and every feeling you carry contributes to the quality and frequency of your aura. It's not limited to moments of joy or frustration. It's an ongoing reflection of your inner world, radiating continuously into your environment. When you walk into a room, before you even open your mouth, your presence speaks. That presence is your aura in motion. Have you ever noticed how some people just feel good to be around? They don't even need to say much, yet their calmness or positivity feels like a breath of fresh air. That's not by accident. It's a silent language of their energy, shaped by their thoughts, choices, and emotional resilience. On the other hand, you've likely also encountered people who seem to drain energy just by being near. They might not mean any harm, but their aura carries tension, unresolved negativity or bitterness, and it lingers in the space they occupy. This shows how deeply impactful our aura is, not just for us, but for everyone we interact with. Your aura is like an energetic broadcast, constantly sending out signals to the world about who you are, what you believe, and what you attract. If your mind is cluttered with self-doubt or anger, that's what your energy field begins to reflect. But when your heart is full of compassion, confidence, and clarity, your aura becomes magnetic and powerful. People naturally gravitate toward those who make them feel safe, inspired, or uplifted. That ability to positively influence others begins with the energy you cultivate within yourself. This isn't about trying to be perfect or always happy. It's about being real, being aware, and being intentional with your energy. What you nurture inside, you project outside. Your aura is not static. It evolves with your experiences and your growth. The more you invest in healing, self-awareness, and emotional balance, the stronger and more vibrant your aura becomes. You don't need to prove your worth or constantly seek approval. Your energy will speak on your behalf. And when your aura reflects inner strength, peace, and purpose, you begin to attract people, opportunities, and circumstances that resonate with that same elevated frequency. Your aura is magnetic. It attracts energy similar to what you emit. This concept isn't rooted only in spiritual philosophy. It aligns with the principles of psychology and even quantum physics, which suggests that like attracts like. The energy you radiate, whether consciously or unconsciously, acts like a signal broadcast into the world. It draws in people, situations, and outcomes that mirror the frequency of your thoughts and emotion. If you walk through life with a mindset shaped by optimism, gratitude, and openness, your aura begins to operate like a beacon, pulling toward you individuals who are on that same wavelength. You might find yourself forming healthier relationships, attracting unexpected opportunities, or simply experiencing a greater sense of ease and flow in daily life. On the flip side, if your aura is colored by fear, insecurity, or unresolved anger, you may unknowingly attract challenges that reinforce those emotional states. It becomes a loop. Negative energy feeds more negative outcomes, which in turn validate your inner fears or doubts. It's not about punishment, it's about energetic alignment. The universe, in its subtle and powerful ways, reflects your internal state back to you. If your inner world is chaotic, the outer world starts to echo that chaos. But the beauty in understanding the magnetic nature of your aura is that you gain control over it. You realize that you're not merely reacting to life, You're shaping it with every energetic vibration you emit. This doesn't mean that you'll never face hardship if you're positive, nor does it mean everything will go your way. What it means is that your aura sets the tone for how you experience and navigate the world. A positive aura helps you attract people who uplift you, circumstances that support your goals, and a mindset that sees possibility even in adversity. You become a magnet not only for what you want, but for what aligns with who you truly are. And as your energy grows in clarity and strength, the life you begin to build around you naturally evolves to match it. This is the silent, powerful law of attraction at work. And it all begins with the kind of energy you choose to radiate. Since ChatGPT said, positive energy begins within. Cultivate inner peace and purpose to project outward power. The world around you is a reflection of the world within you. Often people search externally for validation, for happiness, for a sense of meaning, not realizing that the most transformative energy source lies in their own internal state. Positive energy is not something you stumble upon by chance. It is something you intentionally create, moment by moment, through your choices, your mindset, and your habits. True positivity doesn't come from pretending everything is fine or avoiding difficult emotions. It comes from facing life with a grounded sense of awareness, resilience, and emotional maturity. When you begin to work on your inner landscape, whether through reflection, mindfulness, meditation, journaling, or therapy, you begin to clear out the mental clutter that dulls your aura and diminishes your strength. Inner peace is not the absence of problems. It's the ability to remain centered despite them. It's the calm confidence that comes from knowing who you are and what you stand for. It allows you to move through chaos without becoming chaotic. When you nurture peace within, your presence alone can soothe others. People begin to feel safe around you because your energy is not reactive, it's stable. That stability becomes your power, and from that place of peace, purpose begins to emerge. When you know your why, when you're clear on your values, your passions, your dreams, you naturally begin to radiate a kind of focused energy that is deeply attractive and magnetic. People are drawn to those who know where they're going, not because of arrogance, but because of clarity. That clarity begins inside you and it pours into your aura like light through glass. Positive energy doesn't just make life more enjoyable. It empowers you to take better actions, to make clearer decisions, and to build stronger relationships. It becomes the foundation on which your confidence rests. And that energy, once cultivated, becomes self-sustaining. You start to see challenges as opportunities, setbacks as lessons, and moments of silence as spaces for growth. The more consistently you nurture that inner positivity, the more your outer world begins to respond. The energy you carry is contagious, not in a fleeting or performative way, but in a deeply felt and lasting one. When your peace is real and your purpose is aligned, your aura doesn't just reflect light, it becomes the source of it, lighting the way for others as well as yourself. Authenticity enhances your aura. Pretending drains energy, but truth amplifies it. In a world where appearances are often valued more than substance, it can be tempting to wear a mask to say what others want to hear, to hide your true feelings, or to conform to expectations that don't align with your soul. But every time you deny your truth, your energy weakens. Pretending may earn you approval for a moment, but it costs you something far greater, your connection to yourself. The more you suppress your authentic self, the more dissonance you create within, and that dissonance clouds your aura. People may not always be able to articulate what they sense, but they can feel when someone isn't being real. Your energy speaks, even when your words don't. Authenticity is not about being perfect or always getting it right. It's about being honest with yourself and with others. It's about standing in your truth, even when it's uncomfortable, and letting go of the need to be liked by everyone. When you live authentically, your energy becomes clean, consistent, and powerful. You stop leaking energy trying to maintain false impressions. You stop second-guessing your worth or filtering your identity through the lens of others' expectations. And in that space of truth, something beautiful happens. Your aura strengthens. It shines brighter because there's no static in your signal. There's alignment between your inner self and your outer expression, and that congruence creates a frequency that others find deeply magnetic. When you are true to yourself, you naturally begin to attract people, situations, and experiences that match who you really are, not who you're pretending to be. Relationships become deeper because they are built on real connection, not performance. Opportunities become more fulfilling because they align with your core values. And even when challenges arise, you navigate them with greater clarity and strength because you're not wasting energy trying to be someone you're not. Your aura, when fueled by authenticity, becomes a powerful force. It inspires trust, encourages vulnerability, and invites meaningful interaction. People feel safe around authentic energy because it invites them to be authentic too. In this way, your truth doesn't just serve you, it liberates others. There is nothing more attractive than someone who is fully themselves, flaws, dreams, quirks and all. That kind of energy doesn't seek approval, it radiates self-respect. It doesn't beg to be seen, it simply shines. And that shine, that clarity of self, is what gives your aura its true power. Authenticity is not just a virtue, it is an energy amplifier. It turns your presence into something unforgettable and your life into something deeply aligned. Self-awareness is key. Know your triggers, strengths, and emotional patterns. It's easy to move through life on autopilot, reacting to situations without truly understanding why we feel the way we do or why certain things affect us so deeply. But when you begin to cultivate self-awareness, your entire inner world starts to shift. You stop being at the mercy of your emotions and instead you become a conscious observer and guide of your own energy. Self-awareness is the foundation of emotional intelligence, and without it, your aura can become clouded by confusion, inconsistency, and suppressed emotions. When you understand what triggers your anger, what makes you anxious, what fuels your motivation, and what brings you peace, you gain power over your energy field. You stop being a passive participant in your own life and start becoming an intentional creator of your reality. Knowing your triggers allows you to pause before you react. It helps you distinguish between a real threat and an emotional memory. Often we carry unresolved wounds that show up in the form of defensiveness, insecurity, or fear. And without self-awareness, we project those wounds onto others or allow them to silently sabotage our growth. But when you become aware of them, not in judgment, but with compassion, you start to heal. That healing strengthens your aura because it no longer carries the weight of unconscious emotional patterns. Instead, your energy becomes more neutral, more balanced, and more open to growth. Equally important is knowing your strengths. Not just what you're good at, but what makes you feel alive, what inspires confidence, and what aligns with your deeper purpose. When you lean into your strengths, you expand your aura with certainty and ease. You begin to radiate an energy of capability and clarity that others naturally trust and gravitate toward. People are drawn to those who know their worth, not because they boast about it, but because they embody it. Your awareness of your strengths helps you use them wisely and humbly, and that combination adds depth and power to your energetic presence. Understanding your emotional patterns, how you typically react in stress, how you celebrate joy, how you handle disappointment, is what gives you control over your state of being. It allows you to recognize the difference between a passing mood and a deeper issue that needs attention. It helps you choose your responses rather than be ruled by emotional habit. This choice is everything. When you choose how to manage your inner world, your outer world starts to respond in kind. You stop attracting chaos and start attracting peace, because your energy becomes intentional instead of reactive. Self-awareness doesn't mean over-analyzing every thought or becoming self-critical. It means becoming curious about yourself, listening to your inner dialogue, and learning from your own emotional experiences. The more you understand yourself, the more aligned your energy becomes. And that alignment is what makes your aura not just bright, but powerful. It's what gives you presence, depth, and resilience. It's what allows you to walk into any situation with calm confidence, knowing that no matter what happens outside of you, you have command over what happens within. Intentional living strengthens your aura. Choose actions that align with your values and goals. In today's fast-paced world, it's incredibly easy to drift, to wake up, go through the motions, react to whatever comes your way, and fall into routines that aren't rooted in purpose, but in habit. This unconscious way of living creates a scattered and diluted energy. Your aura becomes unstable because your actions aren't anchored in clarity or deeper meaning. But when you start living intentionally, when you take the time to define what matters to you, what kind of person you want to be, and what you truly want to give and receive in this life, everything changes. Your energy begins to align. You stop chasing every distraction, and you start walking a path that reflects your truth. That consistency in your behavior sends out a powerful signal, not only to the universe, but to everyone you encounter. Intentional living means you're no longer a passenger in your own story. You become the driver, the decision maker, the one who designs their days with awareness. Your choices, big or small, become acts of energy. When you choose to respond with kindness instead of anger, when you commit to habits that nourish your mind and body, when you speak with honesty, even when it's difficult, those moments may seem simple, but energetically, they are transformational. Each time you act with intention, you add to the strength and clarity of your aura. Your energy becomes focused, and that focus builds momentum. People begin to sense your direction, your purpose, and they are naturally drawn to the strength of that clarity. Intentional living also means learning to say no. Not out of resistance or fear, but out of alignment. When you stop saying yes to things that drain you or pull you away from your path, you protect your energy field. You conserve your light for the things that truly matter. And that discipline, that quiet but firm alignment, becomes a signal of inner power. Your aura stops being scattered by obligations that don't reflect your heart, and instead becomes concentrated with the energy of purpose. It's not about being rigid or trying to control every outcome. It's about staying awake in your own life, being aware of how your time, energy, and choices reflect your inner compass. When you live with intention, your aura becomes not just bright, but steady. It becomes the kind of energy that others feel safe in, inspired by, and energized around. It's the kind of presence that shifts rooms, not through force, but through alignment. Because when your actions match your truth, you no longer have to prove your worth. Your energy speaks for itself. You begin to attract people and experiences that honor your values, because your whole life becomes a reflection of what matters most to you. And that is the essence of energetic strength. A life lived on purpose, with purpose. Kindness and gratitude elevate energy. They are natural aura cleansers and enhancers. In a world often filled with noise, pressure, and comparison, the simplest yet most profound tools for uplifting your energy are acts of kindness and genuine appreciation. These qualities are not just moral virtues or social niceties. They are powerful, energetic forces that shift your inner vibration, and expand the strength of your aura. When you approach life with a heart rooted in kindness, you send out waves of warmth and compassion that ripple far beyond what you can see. Every kind word you speak, every compassionate gesture you offer, no matter how small, contributes to an invisible field of positive energy that not only blesses others, but enriches your own soul. Kindness is magnetic. It softens the energy between people. It opens doors, melts tension, and builds trust. When you choose to respond with kindness, even when it's not returned, even when it's hard, you elevate the frequency of your energy. It shows that you are operating from a place of abundance rather than scarcity, strength rather than insecurity. That shift is powerful. Your aura becomes more inviting, more healing, and more influential because people can feel that your energy isn't conditional or performative. It's genuine. And in a world where so many are guarded and disconnected, authentic kindness stands out like light in the dark. Gratitude works in a similar but equally transformative way. When you focus on what you appreciate instead of what you lack, your entire perspective changes. You stop vibrating in a state of need, comparison, and resentment, and you begin to radiate a frequency of contentment and joy. That energy is incredibly attractive. It tells the universe that you are aware, that you are open, and that you recognize the beauty already present in your life. And the more you practice gratitude, not just with words, but as a daily mindset, the more your aura reflects that richness. You begin to attract more to be grateful for, not by force, but by the natural law of energetic resonance. Kindness and gratitude are also powerful tools for healing. They help release emotional residue, calm the nervous system, and shift the emotional body from fear to love. This internal shift purifies your aura, removing the energetic blocks caused by anger, bitterness, or regret. When your energy is clear, your path becomes clearer too. You find yourself more centered, more balanced, and more in tune with your intuition. You make better decisions. You connect with people on a deeper level. You begin to move through life with a lightness that doesn't ignore reality, but rises above it with grace. They remind us that even in the midst of challenge, you still hold the power to choose love, to choose presence, and to choose light. That choice not only transforms your own life, it transforms the energy you bring into every space you enter. And that is how your aura becomes a living force of positivity, not just for you, but for everyone around you. Boundaries protect your aura. Not every energy deserves access to yours. In the pursuit of being kind, generous, or spiritually open, many people forget a vital truth. Your energy is sacred. Just like you wouldn't let anyone walk into your home and rearrange your belongings without permission, you must not allow just anyone to enter your energetic space and disrupt your inner peace. Boundaries are not about building walls to shut the world out. They are about building gates that protect the peace, clarity, and strength you've worked so hard to cultivate within. When you lack boundaries, your aura becomes vulnerable. You absorb other stress, negativity, or manipulation like a sponge. And over time, this drains your vitality and muddies your energetic field. Setting boundaries is an act of self-respect. It's a way of saying my energy matters, my peace matters, my time and presence are valuable. Many people feel guilty about creating boundaries, especially if they're empaths or caregivers. But boundaries are not cruel, they are compassionate, to yourself and to others. They teach people how to treat you and allow space for mutual respect. When you don't protect your energy, you give because you feel obligated, not because you feel inspired. And the moment you are giving becomes draining, your aura dims. But when you set clear, healthy limits, you create a safe and nurturing space for your energy to recharge and flourish. Boundaries also help you stay aligned with your values. They ensure that your life reflects what truly matters to you, instead of being hijacked by the expectations or chaos of others. Whether it's emotional boundaries in relationships, mental boundaries with negativity, or time boundaries with commitments, every choice to protect your space is a step toward energetic clarity. You become more aware of who enhances your energy and who consistently depletes it. That awareness sharpens your intuition and gives you the courage to say no without apology when something doesn't feel right. Moreover, strong boundaries enhance your aura by making your energy more focused and less scattered. People begin to respect you not just for what you give, but for how you hold yourself. Your presence becomes more grounded, more stable, and more powerful because it is no longer diluted by overextending or people-pleasing. You stop feeling responsible for everyone's happiness and instead take ownership of your own well-being. That shift creates a ripple effect. When others see you protecting your peace, they inspire to do the same. Your aura becomes not just a reflection of your energy, but a model for how others can honor their own. Boundaries are not selfish, they are essential. They are an expression of your worth and a commitment to your own growth. And the more consistently you honor them, the stronger your aura becomes. It stops being a fragile, reactive field and becomes a radiant, intentional force. Your energy is no longer tossed around by other people's moods, demands, or projections. Instead, it stands tall, steady, and sovereign. An unshakable presence that only deepens as you continue. Healing your past frees your energy. Unresolved pain can dim your aura without you even realizing it. Many people carry emotional wounds from the past, some large and some subtle, but all impactful. These wounds, whether born from betrayal, loss, abandonment, rejection, or failure, don't simply fade away with time. If left unacknowledged and unhealed, they embed themselves deep within your emotional and energetic body. They create blockages, distortions, and unconscious patterns that influence how you think, feel, and relate to others. You may smile on the outside, but your aura, the energy field that surrounds you, still carries the heaviness of what has not been released. Over time, this emotional residue can cloud your clarity, lower your vibrational frequency, and attract repeated experiences that mirror your unhealed pain. Healing the past isn't about forgetting what happened or pretending it didn't matter. It's about facing your story with honesty, courage, and compassion. It's about giving yourself permission to feel the grief, the anger, the confusion, not to dwell in them, but to understand them. You cannot release what you refuse to acknowledge. Suppressed emotions become stagnant energy. They form invisible walls around your heart, making it harder for love, abundance, and joy to reach you. Not because they aren't available, but because your aura is guarding instead of receiving. Healing dissolves those walls. It transforms scars into wisdom, pain into power, and memories into fuel for growth. When you begin the healing process, whether through therapy, journaling, meditation, spiritual practice, or simply conscious reflection, you begin to recover pieces of yourself that were frozen in past experiences. You begin to reclaim energy that was tied up in old stories of victimhood, shame, or regret. This reclamation has a profound effect on your aura. Your energy begins to flow more freely, your emotional responses become more balanced, and your inner world becomes a safe place rather than a battlefield. The shift is subtle at first, but unmistakable. Others may begin to comment that you seem lighter, more grounded, or more present. Not because you've changed who you are, but because you finally let go of what you are not. Healing also brings back trust in yourself, in others, and in life itself. It helps you detach from the fear that the past will repeat itself and allows you to step into the present with a sense of openness and possibility. That openness is like oxygen to your aura. It expands your energy field, making it more magnetic, more vibrant, and more resilient. You are no longer energetically bound to the person you were when you were hurt. You begin to embody the person you are becoming. Someone wiser, stronger, more self-aware, and more emotionally free. It's important to remember that healing isn't a linear journey. Some days you'll feel empowered and expansive, and other days you'll feel tender and uncertain. But every step you take toward emotional freedom adds to the integrity of your aura. Your energy becomes a reflection of your inner liberation. You begin to radiate the strength that comes not from perfection, but from transformation. The world responds to healed energy differently, with more respect, more opportunities, and more meaningful connections. Because when your past no longer controls you, your present becomes the most powerful place to live from. And from that place, your aura doesn't just shine, it becomes a beacon for others who are on the path of healing